So I decided I was going to go a little bit more in depth for this video because looking back on my other stuff, I haven't been. So today, well actually tonight, because it's actually just almost 1 that I'm filming this, which is why light's a little bit off. I just got off work as well, so I'm a little bit unkempt. So today, the rant stems from the fact that recently I was talking to a few people, work buddies and other friends I have, and I found out that they have never seen the original copies of Star Wars. And it just struck me very, very deeply, that they'd never seen any of the ones that weren't digitally altered by George Lucas. Because I've got, very old VHS copies that came out, and I'm blown away every single time I watch them, and I'm blown away less and less with the new ones. And it's not just because of the small things that Lucas did, adding Jar Jar Binks into Return of the Jedi, as well as Hayden Christensen, or the music scene in Jabba's palace once again in Return of the Jedi. But the one thing that I do have to say that ruled my childhood, and everyone else has said it, and there's no other answer. Han shot first. Greedo didn't even get his hand. He didn't get his finger on the trigger. He couldn't even shoot. End of story. Han does none of this. And the bolt just goes right past him. No. He just cocks his head and he shoots. That's it. No added in blaster fire. That's just the way it is. But the one thing that really, really strikes me was, changing some of the music. And it's not that big a deal, I guess, in some ways. But there was one piece of music at the very, very end of the trilogy. The scene where they're all celebrating on Endor. And I remember it as being such a huge part of my childhood, and I enjoyed it so much more than the music that was added in for these new ones, and what was added in several other places in the series. I've never really been, I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy as well, and I think everyone is. And so it comes as no big shock when I say I don't like the prequels. I think they're a requirement for having to fully understand the entire epic, line that Lucas took, and I also love reading all the wonderful books that have been written, about the extended universe, everywhere into the distant future of it, because it is a beautiful universe that Lucas did create, and I give him all praise for that. But I do have a problem with the fact that he almost seems to have capitalized on it, and it almost got to the point where he wasn't treating it as his major thing anymore. He was treating it as more of a way of getting more money out of the series, and I know it probably wasn't. I just feel that way about it. I guess to wrap it up, even though I already talked about it, were, the extended universe of it. I mentioned the Old Republic, last day, which is set about 3,600 years before the Battle of Yavin, which is a common way of telling time for them. Before battle and after battle. Look, we used to use before Christ, so cut them some slack. But yeah, and that's spawned off of the old games of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which were fantastic RPGs. BioWare for the first one, and Obsidian basically cashing in on BioWare's code, which I'm still gonna say they did a good job on it. They added a few good things. But once again, books are amazing, and I'm, as much as I think that Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, there's a huge battle between them as to which is the better trilogy. I'm gonna say, seriously, no contest. It has to be Star Wars. I know that Lord of the Rings was an epic, and it was, quite honestly, the greatest trilogy of films. One of the greatest trilogies of films I have seen in my lifetime, which is not too big, but I'm certainly probably going to see something even more amazing. But every single time I watch Star Wars, the entire series, front to end, I'm struck at the thought of people watching this back in, the 70s and 80s and being blown away. And I was blown away watching it for the first time when I was about, 8 or 9. It was amazing. I love it. I know every single person out there loves it as well. I'm going to have to throw one final thing in, because I know my friends are going to hate me if I don't say it, but Jedis beat Wizards. Actually, put your thoughts down on that, Jedis or Wizards. Say which one you prefer, and give a good reason, because I love seeing the logic everyone takes. This has been a little bit of a long, boring rant for you guys, but I hope you enjoy it. And I will talk to you when I, talk to you. Next one, probably gonna be zombies versus infection movies. Alright, bye guys.